My name is Nicole Barron. I am the chairperson, the organizer of this hottest tomato competition. You'll notice the banner across the back of the tent, and I would just like to point out all of the very generous sponsors that have made this event very possible. And it's Coppered Biological Systems was our main sponsor for this year, and a big thank you to them, and also to our row sponsors. That's MGS Horticulture, South Essex Fabricating, Windsor Factory Supply, St. Clair College, A-Lift, Meltec Plastics, the LeamingtonGrower.com, which is an online magazine. And you can actually see an article online of last year's grower. That's Louis Chibonti from Erie Shores Growers, who won for the overall, but he won the cluster tomato last year and then overall as well. So you can catch that interview online. Meltec Plastics, oh, I've got them. Agtronic Control Systems and AccuLabel, Lift Tow. And I also want to say a big thank you to Chapman Signs for the donation of the sign itself. I'd also like to say a big thank you to our judges. I'm not sure if any of them are here today, but they did give an awful lot of their time and their expertise, and we're very grateful to them. Rob Butler, who is the district manager for No Frills Western Ontario, which is part of the Loblaws Superstore Zehrs No Frills group of companies. Sarah Baldo, who is the co-op student from WMAFRA. Tom Mills, who is the produce manager for A&P Food Stores in Leamington. Larry Van Gerven, who is the produce manager for Real Canadian Superstore in Leamington. And he's also the fellow who was so kind to arrange for those wonderful baskets from Foodland Ontario. And I want to say a huge thank you to Foodland Ontario for all the support. You can see all the banners and the baskets. They've just been very supportive. Lloyd Levering, who is the produce manager from Price Chopper Leamington, and Scott Makey, who is the agriculture manager for H.J. Heinz here in Leamington. Thank you so much to all of you. This is helping a charity that is very special to us. This is Reach International, which is a child sponsorship charity, and it's run exclusively by volunteers from the Essex and Chatham-Kent counties. There are absolutely there's nobody on staff, and whatever expenses happen to come up, they're raised strictly by fundraising means, so car washes and benefit concerts and events just like this. And 100% of the sponsorship dollars goes directly to the children. And we can guarantee that because we have the separate fundraising for our expenses. So this award is for the person who raised the most in pledges for Reach International. And I'm very happy to present Amco Produce. I want to say a big thank you to Sunset Mastronardi Produce and Mucci International Marketing and Mucci Farms, Lakeside Produce, Pure Hothouse Foods, Amco Produce, Westmoreland Top Line Produce, Erie Shores Growers, CNK Farms, and Coppola Farms as well. Thank you guys. This is a very exciting time, so here we go. This year's specialty award goes to tomato number 31, Mastronardi Produce Champagne Cocktail Tomato. This year's Roma Award, the best overall Roma in the tomato capital of Canada, goes to number 13, Pure Foods. Do we have a name for that tomato? Nothing special, just Cervantes? Cervantes. Very good. This year's Beefsteak Award, the best hothouse beefsteak tomato in the tomato capital of Canada, goes to number 5, Mastronardi. Our Cluster Tomato Award for the best hothouse cluster tomato in the tomato capital of Canada goes to number 18, Erie Shores Cluster. 2 years in a row. Super. Okay, now I'm just going to digress a little bit. I just want to point out that Judith is actually from the same region in Uganda that we are working at. The Kampala region, I believe, right? In Uganda. Did I get that right? And Judith is one of the very fortunate students who happened to know somebody who took an interest in her and believed in her and said, you know what, we're going to sponsor you, and we're going to send you and your sister to go to school in Canada. And she goes to school at St. Clair College in Windsor. But she's actually from Uganda. So it shows you that you really can make a big difference. I'm going to switch to the People's Choice Award. Now, this award was voted on not by official judges, but by the average consumer. So, random people walking through the park all weekend long. Ever since the judges were completed their judging, we put the names on all the baskets so everybody could see who they were. And people got to come through and taste all the different tomatoes, and they tasted the ones that appealed to them, that interested them. Not everyone tasted every single tomato. They tasted the ones that drew them, and that's how it works in the grocery store. The ones that appeal to them are the ones that are going to draw them in, and that's what they will purchase. And they would pick the ones that they thought were interesting, and they would try those ones out. And the ones that they thought were the absolute best, they would put that number down on a little piece of paper and drop it in the box. And I want to say that it was actually quite close. We had 3 that were very close together. 4 actually, 4 that were very close together. But this year's People's Choice Award goes to CNK Farms. Very nice tomato. Really unusual tomato too. Congratulations on that. Now, yes, he does get the award, but I do want to tell you that second place by 1 vote was Mastronardi's Champagne. And then there was a tie for third place, Pure Foods Oriana and Mucci's Rosso Bruno. So isn't that fascinating to see, you know, it was all very close together. The overall winner for the best tomato in the tomato capital of Canada goes to sorry. Oh, are you going to do a song and dance? Goes to number 31, Mastronardi's Champagne Cocktail Tomato. You cleaned up there, dude. You're going to have to build a big trophy case. When you're in the grocery store and you see something grown locally, please pick that up. I really want to say again a big thank you to all of our sponsors who have made this available. These people actually believe in you, believe in all the growers in this industry, in this area, and they have committed dollars to you. So I think it would be fantastic for you to call them up and say, listen, I saw that you sponsored that event, so that we can differentiate ourselves. And I want to give you some advice. Take these trophies, take these awards, and use them in your advertising. Use them in your labeling. Use them in all your promotion. Change your label and say voted #1 Roma, voted #1 cluster, you know, voted best overall, voted People's Choice in the tomato capital. And then when you're marketing, that differentiates you from everyone else out there in the industry. $20 a month can actually provide sponsorship and a full education for a child in Uganda for an entire year. That includes their shoes and their backpacks and their school supplies and their clothes, and it can fix a roof, and it can get them shots if they need it, or medical help. It also provides 10% of that money goes to the community. There is a special program that's called a Community Income Project, and that money goes to goes towards income generating projects like beekeeping and piggery and or a chicken farm. And there will be 5 or 6 families that get involved with that, and so they help each other to run this operation. And you know how hard it is to run a farm. Well, they have a hard time too, but they also can't leave their homes, because if they leave their home, squatters come in. So somebody's got to stay home while they try and make a living. They help each other. 5 or 6 families get together, they can run a little business and they generate an income. Think of how that makes a big difference in a community when they can finally start generating an income. Eventually they can make themselves self-sufficient. They can take their own kids and put them through school. And on top of things, we've got a lot of the kids in these areas that are orphaned by AIDS, and that really is a real issue. And I'm not trying to be a downer on a really fun festival, but it is a reality. And so take what you've got and recognize that this is a really good thing. And you can also help somebody else and feel really good about yourself at the same time.